I am Dr. L. Shanti, working as Assistant Professor and Head in the Department of Business Administration in Government Arts College. Today, in this session, we are going to discuss about consumer behavior and values. In the today's competitive world, consumer plays a pivotal role in the purchase decision. The consumer is the king. He is always right. The producers first have to go to the consumers and ask their taste and preferences, their needs and wants, and then if they start producing the product, then the product will be more successful. Than customer satisfaction, customer delight is the prevailing marketing mantra. So, the role of consumer behavior is very important and essentials. A consumer is an ultimate buyer. The attitude of the consumer decides how existing goods and services will be sold. Many economic, social, cultural, and climatic factors determine the attitude of consumers. Buying decisions are also influenced by education, lifestyle, size of family, etc. of the consumer. So, it is essential to study how and why a particular consumer behaves the way he or she does. First, let us discuss the categories of buyer. There are two categories of buyer, that is individual buyer. An individual buyer buys things for his own personal and family consumption. The business buyer is a commercial buyer who buys things for manufacturing other products or for reselling or for use in the running his enterprise. What is buyer behavior? Almost all the products which are available to buyers have a number of alternative supplies. That is, substitute products are available to consumers who make a decision to buy products. Therefore, a seller most of his time seeks buyers and tries to please them. In order to be successful, the marketer should be able to identify correct answers for the following questions, which help him to study the behavior of consumers. The questions are: who is the customer? What do consumers buy? When do consumers buy? How do consumers buy? From where do consumers buy? And who do consumers buy? According to Kotler and Armstrong, consumer buying behavior refers to the buying behavior of final consumers, that is, the individual and households who buy goods and services for personal consumption. Skiffman and Canuck, in his definition, says consumer behavior may be defined as the behavior that consumers display in searching for, purchasing, suing, evaluating, and disposing of products, services, and ideas which they expect will satisfy their need. The study of consumer behavior is a study of how individuals make decisions to spend their available resources, that is, money, time, and effort on consumption related items. For the marketer, the person is important who makes the buying decision, not the one who actually makes the purchase or uses the product. Now, we'll study the importance of consumer behavior. The field of consumer behavior studies deal with how individuals, groups, and organizations select, buy, use, and dispose the products and services to satisfy their needs and desires. Thus, according to Webster, buyer behavior is all psychological, social, and physical behavior of potential customers as they become aware of, evaluate, purchase, consume, and tell other people about products and services. As a matter of fact, customer is a pivot around which the whole industry of nowadays revolves. The economists call the customer a king. He is just like a voter in democracy. His selection of goods or services determines the fate of products or services. Therefore, in order to attract him more and more, the marketers should know their customers well so that they could treat them in a way they like to be treated, present the goods in the way they will appreciate, and close a sale in such a way that consumer satisfaction is created. The study of consumer behavior is very useful in determining the form, style, packaging, brand, trademark, etc. of the product. The whole aspect of buyer behavior determines the durability, price policy, and utility aspects in goods. Now, we'll discuss about the types of buyers. The issue on the buyer's style and its implications for marketing strategy has been the subject of research in the United States by Dickinson, who identified 7 types of buyers. Loyal buyers, who remain loyal to a source of considerable periods. Opportunistic buyers, who choose between sellers on the basis of who will best further has long-term interest. Best deal buyers, who concentrate on the best deal available at that time. Creative buyers, who tell the seller precisely what they want in terms of the product, service, and price. Advertising buyers, who demand advertising support as part of the deal. Chill sellers, who constantly demand extra discounts. Nuts and bolt buyer, who select products on the basis of quality of their construction. Marketers should approach the study of new market by asking following questions that may be called 6 O's of any market. That is, what does the market buy? That is, object of the purchase. Why does it buy? Objectives of the purchase. Who buys? Organization of purchasing. How does it buy? That is, the operation of purchasing organization. When does it buy? The occasion for purchase. Where does it buy? The outlets from which the purchase is done. Next, we are to determine the determinants of consumer buying. A market is always interested to know how consumers respond to various marketing stimuli, that is, the product, price, place, and promotion, and other stimuli like buyers' environmental, economic, technologies, political, and cultural. The marketer studies the relationship between marketing stimuli and consumer response. These stimuli pass through buyer's box, which produces the buyer's responses, and it shows below. Now, we are to discuss the various factors affecting buyer behavior. Factors influencing the consumer behavior are internal, that is, needs, motives, perception, and attitude, as well as external, family, social groups, cultural, economics, business influences, etc., which is shown in the following diagram. Now, we are to discuss the consumer buying decision. A very important area for marketing firms is to determine the decision maker or the real customer in the purchase decision of products and services. For purchasing a car, scooter, etc., men take the decisions. For buying baby products, kitchenwares, house furnishing, etc., purchasing decisions are taken by women. For buying a house or going for vacations, decisions are taken by majority members in the family. The firm must find out the characteristics of such persons who play significant role in influencing the decision to make a purchase. The following are the different participants in any consumer buying decision. The first one is the initiator. He is the person who first suggests the needs of the idea or the need for a particular product which should be bought for satisfying certain requirements. Next is the influencer. After the initiator has suggested the idea for a particular brand product, the influencer is the person who gives more information or gathers more information which will influence the decision of the purchase. The decider. A decider is a person who ultimately decides to buy a particular product depending upon the situation. He is generally the dominating member of the family or head of the family who carries out the role. Buyer. The decision has been made for certain goods. The buyer goes to purchase from the shop. The actual purchase made by the buyer will depend on the convenience of the family members or of the group, and it may depend on the earning members or head of the family. Next, the user. The user is generally one who actually consumes or uses the product or services, and he may or may not be the initiator, decider, or buyer. For instance, parents purchase toys to be the actual users or children. is the characteristics of buyer behavior. Buyer behavior is very complex. Buyer behavior is a process by which individuals decide whether, what, when, from whom, where, and how much to buy. Buyer behavior is very dynamic. Consumer behavior comprises both mental and physical activities of a consumer. It is an integral part of human behavior. In many cases, it is the sum total of the behavior of a number of persons. It is influenced by a number of marketing stimuli offered by the marketer. Consumer behavior is basically social in nature. Consumers act differently at different times. They learn and thereby change their attitude and behavior. Now, we are going to discuss about the important buying motives. Following are the some of the buying motives which influences the buying behavior of the customers. The first one is fear. The people make purchase to overcome theft. The item like burglar alarm. Here the purchase takes place out of fear. Desire for money. Here the consumers prefer to buy due to fall in price of products. Vanity. The purchase of costly items takes place to be admired by others. Pride. To seek high position in the society, people buy luxurious items. Love and affection. Purchase of gifts, dresses, toys for friends, relatives, family members to show the affection you have on them. Comfort and convenience. People purchase items like air conditioner, refrigerator, four-wheeler, booking of air ticket, etc. Health and physical. To live a healthy life, people buy healthy foods, vitamins, well-being, etc. Fashion. To live a fashionable life, people buy items like modern dress, hair ties to look young, etc. Now, we are to discuss about the buying decision process. The buying decision process has consist of the stages like problem recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, decision making whether to buy or not to buy. If decided to buy, then post-purchase behavior. If he is satisfied, he will make repeat purchase. If he is dissatisfied, he will give exit opinion or voice option. Problem or need recognition is the first step in the buying decision process. The marketer has to identify the need at the right time. This enables him to develop marketing strategies that trigger the consumer interest. Next is the information search. After identifying the problem, the buyer starts to collect various information through sources like personal sources. They include family, friends, neighbors, etc. Commercial sources. The commercial sources are advertisement, sales promotion, dealers, packages, etc. Public sources are the mass media. Experimental sources like examining, using and handling the product. Evaluation of alternatives. Buyers evaluate the various alternatives available in the market on the basis of certain product attributes. The attributes vary according to the product. For example, in case of tires, the attributes normally required are safety, life, quality and price. The marketer must try to find out which attributes the consumer gives importance. Next step is the purchase decision. In this stage, he decides whether to buy or not. If he decided to buy, then he has to take decision regarding which brand to be purchased, how much to be purchased, from whom it should be purchased, when to be purchased, and how to make payment, and so on. Now the buyer has made a purchase. Now we are to discuss about the last stage, that is post-purchase behavior. The consumer after purchase, if he is satisfied, he will make repeat purchase and also says good things about the product to others. Marketer says our best advertisement is a satisfied customer, but a dissatisfied consumer will not stop repeat purchase but also stops others in buying the product. Now the next one, we are to discuss about the customer value. Why we have to focus on customer value? The following words by our father of nation Mahatma Gandhiji gave us a clear understanding on customer value. A customer is the most important visitor on our premises. He is not dependent on us. We are dependent on him. He is not an interruption in our work. He is the purpose of it. He is not the outsider in our business. He is a part of it. We are not doing him a favor by servicing him. He is doing us a favor by giving us an opportunity to do so. According to Kotler, the components of total customer value includes product value, personal value and image value. The customer to get value out of the purchased item. Obviously, in certain cases, the value is created through the image, whereas in some instances, the value is created through product features, and in some instances, customer value is a combination of both. In certain cases, personal creates the value, like services of your doctor. Therefore, marketers make every effort to ensure that suitable value is being offered to customers. To ensure value, the steps taken by the marketers include customer intimacy, interpreting needs, co-creating value, suitable branding, training and empowering personnel, research techniques, and value-based pricing. Customer intimacy, that is, regular customer contact and intimacy with customers enable marketers to understand customer needs better and what the customer seeks from the product. Interpreting needs. Customer needs may not be readily apparent, and hence the marketer have to interpret the customer's needs and produce products to satisfy them. Co-creating value. Dell Computers become a market leader by engaging the customer in co-creating value. Most manufacturers were offering standard PCs to customers, but Dell enabled the customer to custom create a PC based on the usage requirements of the individual customer. Therefore, when customer could get what is actually useful to them, they feel satisfied by the offered value. Suitable branding. Here, the value that is offered to customer needs to be communicated through suitable branding efforts. It is necessary to ensure that branding does not create exaggerated expectations for customers while ensuring the adequate value is prepositioned. Training and empowering personnel. Value is created through the actions performed by the personnel. This is especially true for service-based offerings. For example, the manner in which the air hostess takes care of the passengers in a flight creates a value. Research techniques. Customer surveys are undertaken and the findings analyzed to find out which needs of the customer are not being fulfilled and the gaps in value delivery. Now, we are to discuss in how to enhance the customer value. Companies need to keep adding value to enhance the attractiveness of the product from the point of view of the customers. In this respect, companies can give competitive advantage and leapfrog ahead of the competition through significant value additions. Various methods used by the companies are innovative features, complete solutions, removing pain points, value at lesser cost, use of new technology. Innovative features. Innovation offer added benefits to the customers. They would treat these as additional value. Complete solutions. By providing customers with total solutions instead of a part of solution, the value is enhanced. Like a number of stores advertise everything under one roof, stressing the point that they provide complete solutions. Removing pain points. It is that removing the pain points of the customers by offering enhanced services like bank offering, ATM, internet banking, mobile banking, etc. Use of new technology. By adapting new technology, the value can be enhanced. For example, Apple created iPod, which offered enhanced value to music players, and customers have responded very positively to this product. Dear students, now we have come to the end of this session. I hope you have understood the concept consumer behavior and values. And also, in this module, we have dealt on the topics like who is a customer, who is a consumer, and what is the importance of buying motive, and also the forces or the factors influencing the consumer behavior, and also the who are all the players in the buying decision making process, and also the steps, the various steps that a consumer will follow in making the buying decisions. And also we have also dealt with the customer value, how and also how to enhance the value of the customer. Thank you.